Hi, welcome to Real Talk. This is episode 10. I can't believe it. We've done 10 Real Talks. We're going to be talking about real estate, real life, real fun, and some real conversations. So thank you so much for joining us, Joe. And
Excited
also
to be
Taylor,
here.
welcome back.
I'm back.
You're back.
Hello.
Here we go. So today we're going to be talking about a couple different things. And one of them is training. So you are new to this real estate career.
Yes, very new.
So all set with training.
Yes, finally through with training.
Taking those clients out.
Yes, I am.
Which
Had
is
my
awesome.
first tours. Yep.
Absolutely. So what do you think was the hardest part of training?
Well, I was first surprised on how long training would be.
We told you, though.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
great.
Knew up front it was going to be a month or two just to kind of get through. There was a lot to learn. But the hardest, I think, was the scripting.
Okay.
You know, because it's so important to say the right things. I think our clients really rely on everything that we say. They really look to us to be the experts.
Yep.
So learning the right things to say to the right group is really important.
Well, a lot of our viewers know that we have Zillow Flex. So we get the phone calls directly from Zillow coming into our team and their buyers. And you have to know how to talk to them. So when you're talking about scripting, so do you think it's because you were nervous about it or you were just like a little overwhelmed? Or do you think, can I tell you what I think? Sorry.
Yeah.
I think that you didn't think it was going to be that hard.
I didn't think it was going to be that hard.
Yeah, and I think then you were like, what the hell is happening?
I don't think anyone thinks it's going to be that hard.
Yeah, but I thought the training definitely helped me feel super comfortable walking in. So getting that first phone call, I felt good because I had, the script to really work off of, and I had something to rely on.
Yeah, it's covering all the points.
Absolutely.
It's not a script to influence people. It's to make sure that you're giving the best possible service to the consumer.
Absolutely.
Who's calling up to see a house. And that's what the sellers and the buyers deserve. Yep. So Taylor, you've done a lot of scripting.
Yes, I have. Yes.
Way too much, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But we still continue doing it all the time.
Yeah, you can always be better.
You can always be better. So Taylor, you've been here for a while. Congratulations on your success, as always. What do you think you've improved on as much? Like, what's your biggest improvement that you're actually proud of?
I just think my confidence since I started and now to where I am, today, I think my confidence has just grown. Obviously, the more you do something, you should get better at it. So kind of just, either whether it's talking to clients, being on video, doing this podcast, I've just gotten way more confident. I don't get nervous anymore. I kind of just, the more you learn, the more confident you feel about it. So that's kind of, where I'm at.
Were you nervous your first podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then even just doing videos, I used to think about it all day. I'll never forget my first video. I was so nervous to just show up and do it. And now I don't even think twice about it.
So here comes the bus. Sorry. In our Level Up meeting this week,
Yes.
you were going to do a video for your social media. How'd that go?
I'm going to start next week.
Oh,
I'm going to start next week. I promise.
why are we
You heard
starting
it. You
next
heard it
week?
here. I
What-
will start next week.
What happened to this week?
Because my hair wasn't good that day, and I
Okay.
just I was not ready to get in front of the camera. So
Okay.
I will start fresh as a new week next week.
Fantastic.
Look for my video.
Great. We definitely will. And Joe, so the scripting got the support.
Absolutely.
What do you feel people would be surprised about at KPG?
Well, the one thing that I was really surprised about was the culture here.
Okay.
Any company you work for, everywhere you go, everybody talks about culture and how important it is, but it really doesn't come through. And I think when I came here, I was really excited to see that everyone really treated me like family.
Oh, that's so good.
That you guys all had my back. You always kind of checked up on me to make sure I was comfortable. I had what I needed. Do I have any questions? And I really love the fact that you were always an open book and, call me anytime, text me. I'm not hearing from you. What's wrong? What's going on?
Or
So
a complete control freak, as some people might say.
No.
I remember that in the beginning.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from you today. What's going on?
I know. Where are you?
I think that's huge because when you're walking into any new situation, having the right culture there to really inspire you and motivate you is big.
Well, as a realtor, a lot of people, most people understand you're self-employed and you interview us to come work with us. And And I'll never forget, your interview went great, but it was a disaster because it was on a Friday at 2:00.
Yes.
Right? Am I right?
Yes.
Aren't you
Yes.
surprised I remember that? I am too, by the way. Just so you know.
I am too.
I know, right? Every once in a while. Friday at 2:00. It was a nice day, and there was nobody here.
Richie was here.
Richie, but one person.
One person.
And Richie can talk, but there was one person. Like the staff had all left. It was Jamie, Richie, and myself.
They're like, oh, good culture.
Yeah.
What's going
and
on
she's
here?
like, do you really even have people that work here?
Yeah,
and I was like, no, I
exactly.
promise they're here. Then you came back for a meeting, right?
Yes.
Yes. And we told you, like, we ate lunch together. We just finished. And who's talking about what. And we really don't talk about real estate at lunch. It's something that I believe mainly we do as agents, but the staff, it's their lunch too. So they
Right.
deserve to
Well,
have
I think
a break.
that's what's so great is that there's so many different people that
Oh
are
my
here,
God.
but yet everyone gets along really, really well because there's just something that like ties us together, whether it be I have kids and someone else has kids or sports or whatever the case may
Yeah.
be. So it's really, I love it.
I always say you don't have to love everybody, right? But you have to be respectful. And you have to, one of my favorite sayings always is, everyone's always like, if they get upset, like, oh, you need to understand me. I'm like, no, you need to understand each other. Everyone's going to have different opinions. And what I may be, we were talking about doing a roast, right?
Yes.
So because of, what was the roast?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's roast.
Yeah.
So who could handle a roast? Well, you may hit something that I'm insecure about.
True.
And that could really hurt me.
Yeah.
You don't mean intentionally. You're just like busting me. So everybody kind of needs to understand. Or if you're having a bad day, we've had some people with bad days.
I have
here.
definitely had bad days.
I've had bad days
Yeah.
too. So I don't think you've been here when anybody has a meltdown yet.
Not yet.
No, you have
Richie
not.
got close a few times.
Yeah, look out.
Yeah.
It's not pretty. But we all have learned. I mean, we spend more time together than I do with my family
Yeah.
because we're here a lot. So it has to work. So Taylor, what do you think people would be surprised about? Excuse me.
So I'm kind of going to piggyback off of what Joe said. I definitely think it is like the family atmosphere. Obviously, I knew some people coming into KPG, like Karen.
Yeah.
So we had a prior relationship. But I really have met some of my best friends here. I hang out with them outside of work, which I'm here a lot. So that's really a lot of time that I'm hanging out with people. You know, and like everyone, yeah, maybe we have so many different personalities, but everyone really does get along and everyone wants the best for everyone. Like we're all in the same business. We're all selling houses, but I really do want, you know, the best for every single agent here. And I want everyone to be successful.
Yeah, I think that we talked a lot about the team that you guys all know each other's clients.
Yeah, it's crazy sometimes.
And you're like, oh, Fred and Ethel bought a house. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh my God, that's so great.
Yeah.
And I still find that surprising. I don't know.
You do find it very
I do.
surprising.
I don't understand. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do. I
guess it's because they talk about their clients, and everybody kind of knows.
Yeah,
the
I feel like
client's
sometimes
name.
I'll say something and they'll be like, oh, this person, and then like I didn't even say their name.
Do you know why I think that is? Because I haven't taken out buyers in a while because I typically, work with sellers. And I think of them, we always talk about addresses for me.
True, that is
The
true.
clients at
Yeah.
Jackson, the clients on Main Street, whatever it is, or as Tom Ferry says, Banana Street. So I think that's why I find it so funny that that's how you guys communicate.
Yeah,
So with lunch, it gets loud.
definitely gets loud, especially if Richie is here.
Not just Richie. You guys,
Jamie, maybe all of us.
maybe all of you. Geez, sometimes you need earplugs at our lunch, but it's a good time. So let's talk about the past. And you mentioned success. So Taylor, what do you think in your past roles or life experience have made you successful in real estate?
I think just, being able to build relationships with people, playing sports. So always, whether it was going into a new team or just playing and being competitive, you definitely, you need to be competitive in real estate because you are going against, many different other people. Everyone has different personalities. People are going to like some people better than others. But I always think sports kind of got me to where, being hardworking, getting better at something, being coachable, because being coachable in real estate is huge. If you get into the business and you don't really know a lot, you have to be coachable. So, when I would try out for new teams, obviously you're not going to try out and then have everyone hate you. So, being able to build relationships with new people, that kind of transformed into, real estate because I'm talking to new clients every day.
I never thought about, I know how important it is to be coachable. I mean, it's our number one question when we interview somebody, but I never thought about being a sports player and how that would be such a positive thing for someone in real estate. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, because I always think, and I definitely had my moments growing up where I thought I knew more than my coach, because every kid does. But I definitely, depending the things that they would say, you would take it. And same thing with real estate, as you have a mentor like Karen coaching you, or whether it's your basketball coach coaching you.
Well, we had a situation the other day that we were trying to handle and figure out. And you said, can we do something creative? And I was like, oh, wait, we can.
Yeah.
So I had never thought of that before. So that was kind of a team conversation. Now, did you think about that? I know you'll be honest, but did you think about doing something creative with the file? Like what we came up with? Or were you just like, is there something we can do? Like we have to come up with something.
Yeah, we have to come up with something.
Okay. Yeah, because I was, I learned still from all of you guys, because it keeps me challenged to come up with the ideas to fix things. Because I always say I'm kind of a fixer, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Ray Donovan, which is not a good thing in real estate. I should probably never say that again in my life.
I thought one of the interesting things that she said was confidence, right? So in sports, needing that confidence. And that's like 80% of really, achieving your goals at sports. So I think that really translates really well into real estate as well.
And how about yourself? What roles do you think helped you?
Directly, I would say, well, I just came from Benjamin Moore not too long ago. Mm-hmm. So, one of the big things there is just learning how simple paint changes or just simple fixes on a home could really, change a mood of a buyer coming in. It can really enhance the home and increase the pricing. So that definitely helped. But I always look back to, I ran a sports bar nightclub for 11 years.
Okay.
And, bartended, et cetera. And one of the big things about doing that is that you're meeting people of all different ages, skill set, mm-hmm. levels, and so forth. So really being able to adapt and knowing how to listen to all of these different individuals and being able to just kind of change yourself and, just be what they're looking for, right? So, and a lot of our customers were always come in to see me. Mm-hmm. And, we had a 600 person capacity, but 400 of them came in to see me. And I thought that was really exciting. So I definitely think that translates really well into real estate and kind of building those relationships.
Yeah. I always think if you can adapt to, we meet so many different people and every single person has a different, story or personality, mm-hmm. but really if you can find common ground with one single thing, that can really make a difference and, can help your relationship with them.
Well, I credit my parents because I was raised going to a 5-star restaurant from, as you guys know, from a camper. So I feel I can fit in anywhere. Like I love a dive bar, but I also love a 5-star restaurant. Yeah. So it's the same type of thing. You have to have that. Definitely. You have to be able to adapt, show the confidence, and they're people. Someone always says, I forget who it is, everyone puts their pants on the same, right? So a person's a person, no matter how much money they have. And you never know who's really going to have the money because they can just look like average Joe and they can be multimillionaires.
Absolutely. So I remember having CEOs coming in sweatpants and they're like, it's the one time that I can.
Yeah.
And, so you never judge anyone, obviously, by what they look like. But I think the big thing, once again, was just listening. Because a lot of people just want to be heard.
And they want to be helped.
Yes.
I say to you guys all the time, people are calling us because they want to be helped.
Absolutely.
And if you cannot be patient with people, I have clients right now, they're going through a lot. They're a little bit older and you have to understand that they're nervous and they're scared. One of our things is you are never bothering us, right?
Yeah.
You can call us. We don't want you nervous. We don't want you upset. You can text us or call us. And if you're worried about something, don't. You're not allowed to worry until we tell you to worry.
Yeah,
exactly. So let's switch a little bit. The team found out about this question and it created quite the controversy the last hour. So allowance. So Joe, do your kids get allowance?
They do not.
Yes, my kids did not.
And I actually asked my girls last night if they felt deprived
I know.
for not getting allowance. Yeah. And they said, Mom, really? How much could the allowance really be? I wouldn't even be able to buy Starbucks.
Yeah.
So, so I don't not believe in it. I think it is a good thing for those that do allowance. But my 14-year-old, she has her own credit card right now.
Yeah.
It's obviously connected to mine.
Yeah, exactly.
But it allows me, like, they live in a digital age right now.
Yeah.
So, and they lose money. So I'd rather them have, the credit cards and, debit cards and do things like that through Venmo. That way I know what they're doing at all times. I know where they are. And they still have control of money.
Yeah, actually, it's a good teaching lesson, too.
Absolutely.
And then you can yell at when they spend too much money at Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks.
And it's funny because...
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I do feel, though, that the more I give them, the less they take.
That's so funny.
So I kind of get the phone call.
Because it's not, what's that? There's an expression. It's not like you're dangling the carrot, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
But they, I get the phone call, hey, it's actually a text message because they don't call me. But, it'll be a text, hey, I'm running to Starbucks. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
kind of ask permission at that age.
Yeah, absolutely.
How about you, Taylor? Did you get allowance?
I did not get an allowance. And I don't think I thought of this, obviously, as a young kid. But now thinking about it, like, I didn't need an allowance. My parents did so much for me anyway. Like, if they asked me to take out the trash, I just shouldn't need money to take out the trash for everything else that they're doing for me.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know if allowance is still a thing?
That's what I was wondering because obviously...
I do think some kids still do get allowance. I know kids across the street from me do. But...
Do they do things?
Yes.
Okay.
They still do things.
So my kids had to do things, and I pay for your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I will tell you, the girls' rooms are never clean unless they have plans for that week.
Of course.
For that weekend, then their rooms are spotless. And I'm like, oh, do you have plans? Is there somewhere you want to be?
$25?
Exactly.
Well, Madison, which she's not going to be happy if she's listening to this, was in college and she came home. And George one morning is like, do you have any idea how much your daughter spent on her Amex bill at Dunkin' Donuts and Bagel Stop this month? And I was like, no, how much? And it was a lot. And I was like, I called her up. I freaked. I'm like, listen to me.
Are you getting Dunkin' every day?
She was.
Yeah.
And a bagel.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you live under my roof, you are not allowed to use your Amex to buy coffee or a bagel unless you're like with us.
Yeah.
And we buy it for you. You are on your own with your own money. I don't pay for Dunkin' Donuts every day of your life. That's just insane. I can't imagine having Starbucks with kids.
Oh my! I know. I think about that all the time.
I can't even imagine.
Well, there's a new Starbucks drink that's out that my daughter's dying for. That she said, for Mother's Day, do you think we can run to Starbucks for the drink?
That's what they look forward to now. I mean, I never really go to Starbucks. I always make my coffee at home. But if I ever do go in there,
it's
just little. It's like kids, not little. It's kids hanging out. They just hang out at Starbucks
it's
now.
Like $8 a pop.
Yeah, I know.
Josh,
now it's only
how much
more
is a
expensive.
large Starbucks?
I was gonna say Josh loves Starbucks.
Come on, Josh.
Like 6-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, $6 to $8.
Add that up over a course of a week.
They could buy a house.
Yeah.
Tell them.
Yeah, exactly. Save it for your down payment, please.
Yeah.
The big thing for them, I think, is that they don't have a lot of places to go. So that gives them an outlet. It gives them a place where they feel a little bit more adults.
Yeah.
Where
they feel cool.
They're with their friends.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
And, it's exciting for them.
Yeah.
So, kudos to Starbucks and their marketing. Let me tell you.
Oh my gosh. I always feel bad for kids when you see a bunch of kids hanging out someplace and then the mother starts screaming at them. And it's just like, they're just, they're really not doing anything bad.
I know.
They're just being
Yesterday
kids.
I was driving around Packanack Lake and there was like kids in the middle of the road riding their bikes. And I was about to beep and then I was like, I would have did the same thing. I definitely did that as a kid.
Yeah.
Riding in the middle of the road, thought I was cool. Haha, the driver's behind me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know. But some kids
Safety,
do push
yeah,
it.
exactly.
And safety is important.
Yeah.
So, I think it's interesting having the two different ages here and talking about allowance. We have to take what we're going to do? We're going to take a poll on Instagram.
Yes, we should.
And see if people still do pay allowance to their kids. I think that'd be really fun to see. And then we'll share the results with you next time. So thank you guys so much for joining us on Real Talk. We will see you next time. Take care.